In the ever-changing world of geopolitics, where nations can rise and fall with the price of a barrel of oil, we find ourselves at a crossroads. The latest turn of events has placed the global oil market in an intense spotlight, and no nation feels the heat more than the United States. A new alliance between China, Saudi Arabia, and Russia, aimed directly at the heart of America's energy sector, has caused ripples that can be felt across the world. But before we dive into the recent actions, allow me to take you on a brief journey through the historical playground of politics and power, the oil market. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Czech YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. Now, let's begin. Why is this significant and why does it matter to us? For years, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, primarily led by Middle Eastern nations like Saudi Arabia, controlled the global oil supply. They had the power to twist the knobs and manipulate the prices, creating both prosperity and poverty with a mere decision. But what changed? How did the United States emerge from this grip to become a global leader in oil production? In a word, fracking. This revolution in energy technology has transformed America's dependence on OPEC oil and reshaped the very dynamics of international economics. It allowed the U.S. to dance to the rhythm of energy independence, a luxury that seemed unimaginable just a few decades ago. But while the U.S. enjoyed this newfound freedom, another alliance was brewing. An alliance between China, Saudi Arabia, and Russia, countries known to challenge U.S. global dominance politically and economically. The question we must ask ourselves is, was their decision to unite in the oil sector an accident? Or was it a calculated chess move designed to serve their interests while putting unprecedented pressure on the U.S.? The answer, dear audience, is as clear as daylight. The recent imposition of severe oil sanctions against the U.S. by these three nations is far from coincidental. It's a move of strategic brilliance, targeting the very cornerstone of America's economic growth, the energy sector. Let's pause for a moment and consider a question. What does this mean for the average citizen? For the person filling up their car, for the businesses relying on transportation, for the very fabric of our daily lives? The immediate effects were felt far and wide. Gasoline prices surged, and this cascading effect touched everything from transportation to the prices of everyday goods and services. Even the stock market took a plunge, leaving investors scrambling for answers and fearing the weakened state of the U.S. economy. Yet, among this complex web of economic warfare, we must not lose sight of the role played by Saudi Arabia, a country that once shared a close bond with the U.S., anchored on mutual interests in security and oil. Their sudden pivot to align with China and Russia is not just a break in a relationship, it signifies a profound geopolitical realignment. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is just the beginning. The actions of these countries have opened a Pandora's box, the ramifications of which will echo across nations, redefine alliances, and reshape the very world order we know today. Please allow me to guide you further into the intricacies of this fascinating tale as we unravel the threads of this new alliance and its implications on the U.S. and the global community at large. Please consider to subscribe, comment, and share this video. As we explore this unique moment in history, we must fully understand the unprecedented actions taken by China, Saudi Arabia, and Russia. By imposing these severe oil sanctions against the U.S., these nations effectively undermined the very foundation of the U.S. economy. Their goal? To destabilize the American energy sector and, by extension, disrupt global trade. The shockwaves of this move resonated around the globe. Oil prices skyrocketed as the constraints on U.S. oil production were felt. But it wasn't a simple tale of one nation versus another. It was a complex interplay of strategic relationships and geopolitical maneuvering. Let's examine the roles played by the key players. Saudi Arabia. Once a trusted ally of the U.S., their unexpected alignment with China and Russia was nothing short of a seismic shift. Their vast oil reserves became a weapon in an economic assault, a forceful tool wielded against the U.S. Russia. On the front lines of this economic warfare, Russia's alignment with Saudi Arabia was a critical element, bolstering their collective strength and providing an unyielding front against American influence. China, with its insatiable appetite for consumption, China played a subtler yet significant role. By committing to sidestep U.S. oil, they provided a reliable market for Russian and Saudi oil, insulating them from potential global backlash, while also advancing China's goal of reducing U.S. influence. The U.S. was caught off guard and the reaction was frantic. Policymakers tried to downplay the sanctions' impact, but the reality on the ground was undeniable. Gas prices soared, goods and services ballooned in cost, and the economy teetered on uncertainty. So what was America's immediate response? The strategy was to tap into the strategic petroleum reserve to stabilize prices. Diplomatic channels buzzed as the U.S. sought to rally its allies, negotiate a resolution, and combat an economic crisis that seemed to be spiraling out of control. There were domestic calls for ramping up renewable energy sources and reducing oil dependency, but these solutions were far from immediate. The implications of this act go far beyond mere economics. We are witnessing a seismic shift in global politics, an alliance that challenges the once unassailable dominance of the United States. It's a stark reminder to the world: the U.S. is not invulnerable. What does this mean for the future? How can nations guard against such calculated moves? And what lessons should the U.S. learn from this startling event? The need for economic and energy diversification is glaringly apparent. By investing in alternative energy sources like solar, wind, and nuclear, nations can insulate themselves from geopolitical power plays and build a more resilient future. But it's not just about the energy sector. This event illustrates the fragility of relying on a single resource or market. It exposes vulnerabilities that can be exploited, leaving nations susceptible to external manipulations. It's also a call for international agreements to ensure stability and cooperation in the energy sector. This incident highlights the role of organizations like the United Nations and the World Trade Organization. They must play a more proactive role in mediating such conflicts, defining new frameworks to prevent the weaponization of crucial resources like oil. In this new era, diplomacy itself needs to be redefined. As countries move beyond traditional means of exerting influence, such as military interventions, to more covert economic pressures, a bolstered approach to diplomatic tactics is vital. It's about building alliances that extend beyond the battlefield and encompass economic partnerships capable of shielding nations from future sanctions. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one?
If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence.
Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.